So how do you see the ROI? Because a lot of skepticism about China's one road, one belt project, especially like in Sri Lanka and Maldives and all this. So do you see there's a real ROI that can be materialized from this project?
Well, that's why. Well, strictly speaking, based on return and investment, you invested 50.272 billion and you expect to recoup the investment from passenger and freight. It would be very, very, very tough. Definitely very tough. You cannot be charging the passenger like, no one will use this if you charge. It's too expensive also, But at the same time, we have to look at this in totality, So the economic rate of return, maybe we can look into that rather than the return investment per se, because the way I look at it, we can see a lot of, along the alignment now, a lot of areas now being developed. The new township area also being built along the alignment as well. And of course, the spillover, the economic spillover within that is a good thing also for the local resident, local people around the area. We offered many jobs and all that. But I think hopefully the freight services will subsidize the passenger services in the future. It is also important that the corridor development have to be built from now. We have to plan it from now. We have to because what is important is that it's not just completion. Completion is one thing; it's a given thing. But what is important is to fill up the corridor development along the alignment. That will, if we build along the alignment, come up with industrial park, for example, I'm sure they will use our freight services and it will improve our viability in the future as well.
How advanced is the deliberations on the freight and the passenger fare structure?
I think eventually APAD because of course the passenger fare structure is regulated by APAD, so we cannot be charging more than what is supposed to be. So, and of course, but the freight component, this is where we have the flexibility. But as far as the company MRL is concerned, as the operator later, we have to make sure that the cost structure must be efficient enough, must be competitive enough as compared to the tracking. But we will definitely, by maybe in 2026, early mid 2026, we should be able to unveil the price structure, the fare structure for both passenger and freight, subject to MOT's approval, the government's approval during that time. Very interesting to see, because if we can promote the model shift from trucking to rail, it will, this is electrified train, the carbon emission will be reduced and all that. So a lot of benefit going for rail freight services, rail services compared to trucking and all that, of course. But people will say, well, you're killing trucking business and all that, right? But eventually we have to look at it in totality.